Hello Admirals and welcome back to my channel where I talk to you about Battlefleet Gothic, the space fleet game based in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. First of all, apologies if you can hear the rain and storm. It's raining cats and dogs here at the moment here, which is pretty kind of nuts. We have beautiful sunshine and then suddenly when I'm recording a video it's raining. Great, so apologies if you can hear that. Hopefully you can't though. I've been in the community for a long time and one of the main questions I get asked, usually on a weekly kind of basis, is where can I get Battlefleet Gothic miniatures from? I really like the thought of playing space fleet games. I found the rules, they're free and PDFs and everything like that, which I've mentioned in previous videos. But where can I actually get miniatures to play? Well, I thought, based on the fact that that's a question I get asked a lot, and I've only ever done a couple of short videos saying I do here, go here. I thought I'd just do a little bit more in-depth talk here on this video, kind of going into where you can look for them, but also kind of showing some of the comparison between several of the creators and and their designs compared to what the original models looked like and their size. Critically though, don't worry too much about the model size, because when it comes to Battlefleet Gothic, all that really matters is the size of the base, 32mm or 60mm, or unofficially 90 for the Gloriana classes, right? So the overall size doesn't really matter on the mini, but as you'll see, I think in this video, all the third-party creators have kept the general scale in mind to create their different versions of ships that can be used in this game. So I think you'll see that with some of and I've got quite a lot of different sort of examples from different races that can be represented by these unique designs. So yeah, let's check it out. Okay, Edmonds, before I talk about sort of the third-party unique designs that have been created that can then be used in Battlefleet Gothic, I wanted to talk about the original miniatures and that sort of thing, including even the precursor to Battlefleet Gothic Space Fleet, which is an Eldar ship, which is an example of it here. So the game was discontinued in 2013, so Games Workshop no longer produced these miniatures. So to be able to obtain some of these originals, like this Emperor class, or the Chaos Cruisers, or Space Marine, these are Tau, Admech. These original miniatures, in reality, the best place I think you can probably find them are all the typical normal places, secondhand online stores. So eBay being the biggest example of that, but others include things like Troll Trader, Mindtaker Miniatures over in America. I think there's another one called like Green Goblin Miniatures in America as well, or something like that. So those third-party second-hand sellers typically the most obvious place to find these originals. I have found though that because of that, they are quite expensive, and typically 20 to 30% markup on the prices of those miniatures that I would typically recommend you pay for the original miniatures. But if you really want the original, metal minis, then yeah, they're your best places in reality. However, one other place that I found which is pretty good is actually Facebook Marketplace and the Battlefleet Gothic groups that are present in Facebook. So there's some really good, I think there's 3 or 4 different Battlefleet Gothic groups. All of them typically usually on a monthly basis have someone trying to sell original miniatures in there, and typically they are a bit cheaper in those Facebook groups, purely because a lot of collectors there kind of know the value of these ships now. The value of these ships have sort of decreased slightly, I would say, because of the 3D printing market that exists and the alternative options and unique designs that the community has now that allows you to go, well, I'm not going to spend loads of money on original miniatures I can no longer buy, or find difficult finding, when I can get this one that looks the part and can act as a proxy for that fleet for me. So if you're after the original miniatures, yeah, you're looking at eBay, Troll Trader, Mindtaker Miniatures, those third-party sites. Or what I found is the better option, or the cheaper option, as I say, is the Facebook Marketplace groups and things like that. One other option as well, there is in the Discord, the Battlefleet Gothic Discord, there is a trade and find me a miniature um, section, channel, I think is the word, correctly. So you obviously can ask in there if you want original miniatures if you're part of the Discord as well. So as you can see, there is quite a lot of different variety in the market nowadays. So with the advent of really good 3D printing and really good designing, it means that individual creators have been able to create some amazing different unique sort of ships, which then either they've been able to put up as STL files for people to be able to download and print their own miniatures, or alternatively provide to third-party model creators that then can print them off for you. So it initially kind of started originally back in the day with Shapeways, and this is kind of one of the original, really old this is an Alpha Legion ship I did. This is one of the oldest ones. You can even kind of see it's one of the old 3D prints. And then it's ballooned into this amazing sort of prints that you can get nowadays. This sort of Pharao cruiser, for example, which is brilliant, or Pharao representation cruiser, I should say. So there's been a real advent of that, and I would say it's been a real boon to the Battlefleet Gothic community, because you can be able to have all these amazing spaceships that can act as proxy in the game, which is fantastic. So there are a couple of options for you. So if you don't have a 3D printer, then there are various different third-party sellers online that you can go to. So places like this, I'm going to showcase this one. So this is an awesome ship from Battlefleet Galaxy, for example, that I've done up I painted as a White Scars, or their fleet carrier, for example. This is another version of their ship, which is huge. This is Battlefleet Galaxy. They also sponsor the painting competition that I run on a monthly basis. So you can kind of see that from a size point perspective, as I said, the base is what's important, but it does fit nicely with the size. So they do sit nicely together, as you can see. Let's move that. Pretend net right out of the way. So you can see the size difference between the original here and the Battlefleet Galaxy ship that we have here. So I'll do a little bit of comparisons between different ships as we go. But so that's one. So Battlefleet Galaxy is one third-party producer that you can definitely look to as one. Another one is Vanguard Shipyards, which produces these cool little sort of box ships here, which work really quite well. I've painted them in ultramarines color. They also do this style of cruiser, which I've included, which is great. They also do this awesome, I painted this in a Rogue Trader, my Rogue Trader screen, this amazing sort of battleship, which is of their Hellion range, which is awesome. I've got a few other of their ships and things like that. But you can see that between this is kind of, I've made it as a pretend strike cruiser, for example, and that's the difference between. So they're not too dissimilar in scale, which is great, not too different, which is awesome, like that. And then I suppose this cruiser matches quite nicely. Where's one of my Imperial cruisers? Well, let's just compare it against a Chaos cruiser, shall we? Let's do that. So as you can see, a little bit longer, but it all suits, so it works quite nicely. So that's from Vanguard Miniatures. They have a couple of different style of spaceships. They have like transports and things like that as well that you can use, which is great. What else have we got in here? Oh yes, we have. There's also eBay. Before like a lot of 3D third-party miniatures or anything like that, we also had people on eBay selling stuff. So this is you can get a lot of unique designs that are still present up on eBay as well. So that's another option for you. Another shop that you can pick up some hard prints per se, that if you don't have a 3D printer, another seller that is in the UK is Scourge Scenics. I got this kind of space dwarf ship from them, and I'll explain the designers in a little bit, but I got that from them, for example. There's also Godforge in the US, which produces awesome orc ships, orc style ships, for example. But they do a lot of ships now as well, spaceships that can be used in this game. So that's Godforge, and another one in the European Union, Tabletop Stuff. So they also do a bunch of cool designs, like this unique alien race called the Tabari, that they've done these really cool ships for example, which comes from someone actually made this Blue Squat, who's also designer. Also, this made out of various bits, and then got them to sort of clone it and turn it into a cool miniature. So there's a few. If you don't have a 3D printer, there's a few sort of creators that you can third party that you can purchase spaceships from that can act as proxies in the game if you can't find the originals. I will also note I got this from this one, or maybe the Space Dwarf. If you're in Australia, there's a site called Proxy Wargaming that also do hard prints. I'm going to call them hard prints. That's how I'm going to go. If you don't have a 3D printer, this ship is probably a little too big in many respects because it's supposed to be a battlecruiser, but it's up there being, the size of a battleship. But that's okay because all that matters is the size of the base. But yes, if you're in Australia, Proxy Wargaming as well. Well, Admirals, though, if you are lucky enough to own a 3D printer, though, there are an amazing amount of spaceship files that you can download. I will note that on the Specialist Arms Forum, in the Battlefleet Gothic Starter Pack, we've had designers create 4 different factions that you can download those STLs completely for free. So you can get started if you have a 3D printer. So yeah, four fleets are kind of in there that you can download. But if you do have a 3D printer, then the usual spots for finding STL files, like my mini factory Thingiverse and the Purple site, are obvious locations to look for them. Looking for spaceships and things like that. Designers to look out for that do a lot of these awesome kind of designs would be people like Italian Moose. Keeler Gleamforge, Coco Models, Fusion Shipyards, Arcane Shipyards, who did this awesome whaling ship for me, Blue Squat, No Fixed Forge, who did this awesome kind of Egyptian style ship that can be used as a proxy for Necrons, for example, and some awesome designers that designed Blitz Designs, who has their own ships and 6mm and 10mm stuff, but also helped design, or did design, this ship that is now available on Vanguard Minis, for example. So there's a fantastic amount of designers, and I recommend going have a look at their Instagram to check out the work that they're doing. They're also on the BFG Discord that they're showcasing off their works in progress and things like that as well. So if you're not on BFG Discord and want to check out what they're doing and what they're up to, you can have a look there as well, and you can actually have a discussion with the actual designers themselves and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a good time to be a spaceship lover, quite frankly, because there's a lot of awesome, unique designs floating around, which you can use in the game. There you go, Admirals. A bunch of spots to find ships. So, in short, you can go to the regular secondhand stores like eBay and Troll Trader, and also Marketplace and Discord to try and find some of those originals. If you have a 3D printer, there are tons of awesome, unique designs that you can find online at the usual STL sites like Thingiverse, example, My Mini Factory. If you're looking for those designers, you can have a look at their Instagrams. They're awesome, or have a chat with them in the Discord too. They're all there. Alternatively, though, third-party creators, some great ones like Battlefleet Galaxy, Vanguard Miniatures, Scourge Scenics, and Godforge, Proxy Wargaming here in Australia, Tabletop Stuff in the EU, are all, you can buy their physical prints as well, so, and the physical spaceships themselves. So some really great options for you, Admirals. And one other one is if you don't want to spend money at all, on my website on Port Invicta, you can find paper printouts of all the ships from different fleets that you can download and print off on a piece of paper, stick on cardboard, and they have little base sizes on the ship as well. So you don't even need the bases to work it out. So if you don't want to spend any money but you still want to try the game,
All the rules are free PDFs that you can download, but also, yeah, go check out my website, Port Invicta, and you can just print off some paper cutouts to use and give a go at the ships as well. So that's always an option, Admirals. But I hope that was useful for you all. If you have any others you'd like to mention, just mention them in the comments. If you know any cool ships that I don't know about and I need to know about, then let me know in the comments, Admirals. I'm always keen to see these cool designs. But until next time, see ya.